Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Juceila here. If you are new, please subscribe and don't forget the bell so you are notified every single time I post a new video. In today's video, this is the look I created. I love how everything came out. It's so soft and a little bit out of my everyday norm. If you want to see how I did this, stay with me, don't go nowhere. And as always, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee or wine, and let's talk beauty. So guys, I've already started with my brows because I feel like the brows is such a personal thing. Everyone has their own way to shade and to fade and to do all that goodness. If you guys really want me to do more of a close-up detail, I'll try and do that. But just for the purpose of time saving, and I know it's a very personal thing, I've already done my brows. So I used my brow flick. I went in and cleaned it up with my new favorite concealer, Milani Conceal and Perfect. And then all I did was I took a little powder from my Cover FX and went in there, which is what I'm in the middle of doing. So moving on, this is what we have once I'm done with that. And yes, we are doing brows to face. So I'm gonna just go in a little more and tighten up a little more. And then of course, always keep your brush in hand to clean and do all that good stuff. So I'm so excited. Today I'm gonna be using this palette from Juvia's Place, which is so beautiful. Like, come on, do you see these shades? I mean, these peachy tones are like my to go to, so I'm excited to do that. So I'm gonna definitely start out already with the eyes. I'm gonna go in with a Bare Mineral very fluffy brush, which I like a lot, and I'm gonna start with the very like neutrally pink shade. I want to do something, you know, it's gonna be a romantic look, so we're gonna start right there. Yes, it's always good to use a primer or some kind of concealer when you are going to use a pigment that is this, you know, bright, or anytime actually, especially when you're using a bright shade. I do like to bring it like right here, giving it a nice little openness to the eye. And as you can see, I'm blending the shade into my eyelid, so definitely want to be a little bit further away. That will give you a beautiful, seamless blend. Because the key to a good eyeshadow look is all about the blending. Ooh. Just creating a nice little dimension on my eye, on the crease. So then I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna pick up this a little bit lighter orangey tone there, and I'm gonna start placing it this like right here, like see, like right there. So now instead of me being this far away, I'm gonna be right close because I'm trying to pack on that color right there. And what I was left over on that brush, I'm going to blend it in. I love these shades. They're like one of my favorite, other than gold, browns. I love the shades a lot. I'm gonna go back in a little bit more with that shade, and I'm going to tap in a little more. I want it to really kind of stand out. Okay, and I think I've gotten enough on this side. And now, because, see, I'm moving my hands away a little bit more towards that because I want to blend now. So when I'm blending, I'm moving my hands away, but when I'm packing, I'm keeping my hands close to the bristle of the brush. So now with the smaller brush, I'm gonna go in to the darker shade in here, and I'm going to pack it pretty much on the lid area, creating a little bit more dimension, but I'm also going to bring it up like a, you see, like a creating like a shape there. I'm bringing whatever left over from the brush onto the line. Keep it, you see, so it's creating like already like a little shape there. With the same brush, always keep your brushes in nearby, and I'm just going to diffuse a little bit to give it a little softness. Okay, we'll come back to that. Same thing, we're just gonna create that line. I love these shadows. I love Juvia's Place. I can't not get over how pretty this shadow is. So then, now that I finally got like a good brownish line type of vibe there, I'm just gonna blend a little more. And now I'm gonna go back in with the same brown, and now I'm just going to create right here on top a little more. A little more. And finalizing whatever little details needs. Just kind of giving it like a little bit more of a shape. See what I mean? It just rounds out everything. Same thing here. Of course, I'm gonna go back in there. I just wanted to create that shape so I can have something there to follow, which is always good if you're like not sure where you're going with the look, you know. I always recommend going small, build on what you have. And also with this, it elevates the eye. It makes my eye a little longer. And I'm just going back in and out, darkening around the edges. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is with the lighter gray shade in here, I'm gonna go right on the lid and I'm going to brighten that up a little bit. So just to give me a little brightness to that shadow. Gonna be trying to use more colors that I'm not usually like reaching for, and gray is definitely one of those that I never think to use. So tell me down below, what colors don't you ever reach for, or maybe I can even play with them here and we can get comfortable together. Let me know. So with that same first brush that I was using, just to make sure everything is in place the way I want. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna finalize everything in a sec. I'm gonna line my eyes with the IGNA, and this is in the shade brown. And I'm just going to define a little more. And again, with that same brown pencil, just to kind of give it that softness. And I'm gonna go right under there a little bit. Same thing. Just gonna diffuse it a little bit. I want the idea of it, but I don't want the harshness to it. I think we're good, guys. So I'm gonna start moving in to the face. Like, let's start on the face. For today's primer, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier. This is such a nice hydrating base primer. So for us dry girls, it's so good. But she has so many great choices that if this is not the right one for you, you can definitely find something. And for foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is the same as the concealer. Oh my goodness, this combination is beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys. It's just a beautiful foundation. I'm gonna go in a little more. I'm gonna just a tiny bit conceal the spots that I really want a little more coverage. And I'm using the Real Techniques foundation brush. I'm gonna go in with that same concealer, the Conceal and Perfect from Milani. We're trying to elevate here, so we're gonna bring everything up. Clean up the brows a little more. Gonna go in with my Morphe M173. I like to get that little inner corner because it just brightens over there. I love it. Do you see how this concealer just is legit? I love it. Then just gonna lift the brows to the gods. I like using the stippling motion here on the concealer as well, because I feel like it really just looks more like skin. Now with my beauty blender, I'm just gonna finalize everything. And my beauty blender is a little dampened, so don't ever use a beauty blender without being a little damp, or at least sprayed with a setting spray, because it does make the skin look much more flawless. And the whole idea is to leave your product on your skin, not to be picked up. Do you see that elevation though? Like, and now time for setting my little puff and whatever's left over here. Gonna tap off, press in there. So now that that's good, I'm gonna go in and start bringing back some warmth to this skin, right? We need that, we need it. So I'm gonna go in with my little favorite new contouring palette. I'm gonna start with the light shade, and I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique brush. I just love how this fits right in those little, see? And one of the questions that I get a lot about what's the difference with contouring and bronzing the skin? So when you're contouring, you're making shadows around your face. You're bringing back the shadow that the foundation takes away. You know, it does take away the shadows of your skin, of your shape of your face. Bronzer brings back warmth to your skin. Gives the illusion of the sun-kissed. Gonna go in with a small, this is like probably one of my favorite brush to use for contouring, and it's AOAstudio. I just love to bring it down my nose. Love how I can just get right into it. You see that? like to place first and then kind of clean. Whoo! She is snatched. Just making my nose a little bit more contoured. Sometimes it's fun. Okay. And the reason why I like to bring it into the brows is because it kind of cleans up a little bit of that too perfected brow for me. You know, so it gives me a little bit more somewhat natural looking brows. And finishing up, I'm gonna mix the two together and I'm just gonna go around my chin. Again, it's all about creating shadows in your face. And this is one of the reasons why I love bringing it down. It elongates. Oh, sorry, the earring is in the way. And then I like to go around my chin area and just kind of. She's chiseled. Such a good palette, my goodness. And then I go in, finish cleaning up any line that's there that's too harsh. You want the illusion of it, you don't want it to be too harsh on there. Now I'm gonna go in with my butter bronzer from Physician Formula, and this is a Sonia Kushnook bronzing blush. Look at how that just brightens my skin back up. Like, ooh, this brush was so soft. Juvia's Place. I'm telling you, this particular shade here is beautiful. I love that shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake off a little bit, but just enough. And I'm elevating my blush. So to bring everything up today. Again, all about illusion. Aloette Glow on the Go. This little guy is so beautiful. Like, look at this highlight, guys. Like, do you see that? And look at, this is supposed to be a blush. I do love this a lot. And this is a bronzer. Like, can you see that? So glowy, especially for the summer. That's gonna be my jam. Nose. I cannot believe how beautiful that is. What? I'm not even gonna. What? I love this thing. This combination of that blush and this is just, I love it. I'm obsessed already. Like, I love. I'm gonna add a little bit of this bronzer just in certain places in my face, because this is where it's at right now. Bronzy skin. Come on, let's get it. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to set with one of my favorite Caudalie spray. The reason why I love it so much, it's also skincare. So we'll be doing a couple of products soon that gives you skincare, but it's also makeup. Watch out for that. I'm not sure when exactly, but it's gonna be soon. So going back to my setting powder, I'm just going to bake a little bit, just enough to finish off my eye. Going back to the Juvia's Place. I'm gonna start off with this first shadow that we did, just bringing it right into the bottom here. gonna go in a little bit with the little orangey tone. We're bringing it down a little bit more. And perfecting as I go. I think I'm happy with that. So now with that very first brush, I'm gonna just clean up anything that needs to be cleaned and blend it in a little more. And then with this beautiful Kat Von D holographic eyeshadow highlighters, I'm going to pick up that beautiful shade right here, and I'm just gonna place it right here, just a little bit to brighten up my eye. Now for mascara and lashes, I'm gonna be using the Lash Sensation by Maybelline. This is a look you can also do without lashes. It's just so beautiful and simple. Gonna go one more time. For my lashes, I'm gonna be using the Purr lashes, which has already been cut, and I just need to glue it. I'm gonna be using the House of Lash glue. Lashes too, like once you use them a few times and it gets to that shape of your eyes, it's so much easier. It just goes on more natural and it looks natural. Voila, lashes are in. We're going to go in and take all that powder off. And for today's lip, I'm going to be using Cork Lip Liner by MAC. I'm going to go in with the beautiful shade by Dose of Color called Bowtiful. Just add a little more cork. Guys, this is the final look. I love it. I love the way everything came out. I'm telling you, these tones are everything. As always, guys, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. This was so fun to do. Let me know down below what color you guys want me to play with, because I definitely want to step out of my comfort zone and expand my color range in my eyeshadow department. Like, if you're like me, let me know and we can do them together here on this channel, okay? Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time.